curtain call. The wings are waiting for the night to fall. Spread over the stage, can't keep me out. I've always bumbled through the doors of doubt. Power through the blanks, wait for base. This riddle's just a race. Old self-pity's glance, this city's ways. I am the night, a tyrant of the shade. I am the spice, I am the pain repaid. I am the night, a fear that lies in shadows cannot fade. Crush the light. I am the night. Listening, the ripple of a heartbeat quickening. Fear behind the eyes, amnesia prey. The broken bones riddle the alleyways. Terror from the skies. Check my head, I guess the joke's on me. I'm not laughing at the irony. I am the night, a tyrant of the shade. I am the spite, I am the pain repaid. I am the night, a fear that lies in shadows cannot fade. Crush the light. I am the night. The chill of the shadow that lurks inside the mind. It builds. Breathe the fear out and face it one last time. I am the night, a tyrant of the shade. I am the spite, I am the pain repaid. I am the night, a fear that lies in shadows cannot fade. Crush the light. I am the night. Now the joke is on me. And now the joke is on me. I am the night. Dive into the ocean's hope at the fading of the day. Aquatic kaleidoscope, see the colors sweep and sway. Down in the deep, deep blue, rebuild my world anew. Waves keep on washing over me. Swim out, glide into the open. Cool are the currents of the sea. Swim out, deep into the ocean. I carry the means to mend amid the fathoms and the foam. This ocean, it has no end, and I'm a long, long way from home. Down in the deep, deep blue, rebuild my world anew. Swim out, deep into the ocean. Waves keep on washing over me. Swim out, dive into the open. Cool are the currents of the sea. Swim out, deep into the ocean.
Hello everyone and welcome to Final Show. I'm John, the executive producer here, and I've just got a few pre-show notes for you. First of all, I want to let everybody know that our addresses have changed. Our Twitch channel has changed from Senstaku to twitch.tv/finalshowfilms, and our YouTube channel has also changed to youtube.com/finalshowfilms. Next, we want to thank our $20 tier supporters on Patreon, which is patreon.com/films, by the way, if you want to go throw a couple bucks our way. That's going to be Cat Waterflame, Antitonic, Samantha Bates, and Maureen Monty. Thank you guys for that. Also, our website is in the process of getting updated, so go take a look at finalshowfilms.com. We've got Mara and Jeremy are working on updating all of our stuff there, making it look nice and like a modern website, and frankly, they know what they're doing far better than I or Austin ever did. So if you want to check out the things that are changing over there, you go do that. Follow us on Twitter at Final Show Films for updates for all future things, including things that are going on with our website and going on with the Patreon page, and things that are going on live as we stream them, as well as our podcasts and everything else. So thank you very much for watching. Y'all have a good day. And we're live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to Shadows of the Neon, our Werewolf the Apocalypse Chronicle here on Final Show Films. I'm Jack, the storyteller for this World of Darkness game, and joining me this evening are Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Dakota. She is a Galliard Uktena.
And William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Ingvar Ulfsdotter. She is a Geta Fenris Arun.
Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Aiden Taylor, Hamid, child of Gaia Philodox.
And John.
I'm John. I'm playing Hakao, also known as Valko Petrovsky, a Hamid Silent Strider Theurge.
And Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I am playing Anastasia Ambrose, Metis Galliard Silverfang.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I am playing Alex Core, a Black Fury Philodox.
Craig, who generally plays our Ragabash, Sal Mararo of the Glasswalkers, is unfortunately not with us this evening because he's out with his real family rather than hanging out with the rest of us fuckers. So we will continue in his absence. But last time we were in Vegas, 7 werewolves of the Guru Nation confronted aspects of the spirit world that tapped into their personal histories to compel a pledge of service, apparently creating a nexus of spiritual resonance in the physical world that manifested as a cairn in response. Nobody really knows what to do about that. In return, their caretaker, being understaffed, sent the 7 fuck-ups into the Umbra, the spiritual shadow reflection of the material world, in order to try and find out what the actual hell was going on. Turns out the only thing immediately going on was a swarm of murder spirits that seemed interested in the new locus. Fortunately, they were no match for 7 werewolves. And then a crow spirit turned up and made them an offer, which is where we start tonight. It is kind of a shocking thing to watch the enlivening of a previously barren part of the Umbra. As a few remaining scraps of stray gnosis bleed from the discorporated murderlings into the grass, the surroundings begin to fluctuate a little bit. A breeze kind of freshens out of nowhere, and small spirits begin to cautiously emerge as the umbral clouds finally part to reveal for the first time this evening the waxing gibbous moon. Everybody takes 3 rage, unless you're a Galliard, in which you get full rage.
Does that send us over our top?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
You only go over your max if you have like extreme emotional experiences.
Generally speaking.
Weird. Yay.
Uh,
I mean, it's no different because I was 3 rage down, but
And perched atop the heart of the cairn, that crow spirit that gave you your marching orders, more or less, sits kind of head cocked to one side, just watching you.
Can you remind me what those marching orders were?
What specifically was said? Because it's been 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
6 days and 21 hours.
Sure, close enough. What the crow initially told you, something troubles the spirits in these concrete mazes. The shadow world is dying in your nest cluster. I have been watching, but even my eyes have not found it. Go to the golden nugget where the spirits gather. Perhaps there you can find the hints that elude me. Do this, and collectively you will shelter under my winged shadow.
So, not in spirit speech, looking at Aiden, do you know what the golden nugget is?
This is going to be either some metaphorical umbral side thing. Actually, can I roll to see if I know if there's...
Anybody who's been in town for more than 2 weeks can roll intelligence and streetwise.
I would like to do that, yes.
Because I feel like Aiden goes to some really, well, I know that Aiden goes to some really shitty places. And that sounds like a casino or a buffet. And either way...
Did we establish how long Ingvar has actually been here?
Ingvar's been there about 2 weeks.
Just-
Difficulty 6 on this one, standard difficulty.
Well, I don't have Streetwise, so...
Un.
Two.
3.
1.
There we go.
Looks like I was correct in directing the question to Aiden.
And streetwise is a talent, so even if you don't have it, you can still roll it's just intelligence.
You said difficulty 6?
Difficulty 6.
Nada. Didn't think so.
Okay. So several of you have heard of the Golden Nugget. It is indeed a casino. Not too far away from the halfway house, honestly. Aiden, you are aware that it is a casino and a buffet.
Okay.
Um,
How shitty is the level of clientele that they cater to?
So this is
varying degrees of shitty.
right. This is World of Darkness, so no insult to the actual real world Golden Nugget, but
Right.
pretty shitty.
Okay. I probably patrol around this place then. Yeah.
You've passed by a couple
Yeah.
times. Yep.
Given that I recognize it, have I done business in relation to this place?
They can't afford you.
Cool.
Can you just to make sure, I'm almost certain I know where, just to make sure, ask Crow if we're talking about something on this side or that side of the gauntlet.
Crow
it's-
immediately turns to
metaphor.
you, Aiden, and in English says, "The spirits will be found on this side."
Yeah, right. Fair enough. But the nuggets on...
So
Okay,
we have
yeah, I
to
know.
go back to find the nugget and then come back here.
Who's up for fucking slots?
Give me intelligence and occult.
There are a lot of things that I would be willing to do. Fucking slots is not one of them.
There is a bit of challenge with me and people locations.
Who intelligence and occult?
Intelligence and occult. Anybody who wants to, difficulty 7.
Is this a I need a cult thing?
Yes.
Cool.
I have a single dot of occult, so
I'll try it.
1.
Why not?
nothing.
I'll do a thing. Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh,
I had something, and then I rolled a 1 and a 7. So
Yeah.
I get nothing.
intelligence and occult. You said.
Yep.
Aha. Difficulty 7.
Yes.
1 success.
Okay. Valko and Aiden, you guys both know that the near Umbra, at least, is more or less a 1-to-1 in terms of distance and location to the real world. If you need to get somewhere a mile away and you're in the spirit world, you'll walk a mile and you can pop out and you'll be exactly where you would have been otherwise if you'd made the same transit
That's the thing.
on the material side.
Yeah, we can go there since the spirits are on this side.
And
We can
both of you as well definitely recognize the point that Anastasia is making of easier to, I mean, the Umbra definitely has its own hazards, but nobody's going to notice that somebody has antlers that much on this side, at least.
Which was actually going to be my next question. Is there any particular, could I roll something to know if there are any particular dangers between where we are and the Golden Nugget, Umbrally?
That also would be an intelligence and occult roll, difficulty 8.
Oh.
Well, you've been speaking with the spirits before.
Also a 1.
As far as that goes, between the halfway house and the Golden Nugget, it's not that far of a run. It's literally like 10 blocks.
Okay, so it's not far, and we're right. This is a freaking guru place where we gather. So
Right.
I imagine the nasty things don't get too close.
It's probably not.
Okay.
And so basically you've got about a mile of transit in a northwesterly direction.
Yep.
By foot before you get where you're going.
Jack.
All right.
Question, Jack.
Yes.
Can I make a roll to see how likely previously fairly safe to travel areas in the Umbra will be very much less safe now with the sudden creation of a new cairn?
Give me a perception and alertness, difficulty 7. Anybody can make this roll if you want to.
Sure, why not?
I'm trying to do a theoretical roll, not an actual physical looking roll, just because
most of your conclusions will be drawn from your physical observations, actually.
Well,
you do.
2 successes.
Getting that.
What difficulty?
7.
So 9 for me.
1.
Oh, I set mine at diff 8. Hold on. Still 1.
1 success.
Sorry, hang on. I didn't upgrade I didn't downgrade the difficulty, actually.
Yeah, go ahead and re-roll that one.
On 9 difficulty, 2 successes.
Hey, look at that.
Nice.
So, Valko, as you're looking around, and most of the rest of you see this as well.
I also had 2 successes. So.
Okay. You guys can see the activity of the spirits nearby starting to manifest and grow stronger. The area that you're standing in is walled in the same dimensions that the halfway house is. Your immediate surroundings are primarily uniformly covered in long grasses, but the makeup is kind of patchy, as if various strange and species had been kind of planted haphazardly amongst each other. But small gaffling spirits are starting to emerge, roughly of a similar type that you'd expect to find in most urban areas some small bats and birds, some more abstract or elemental ones in nature. Alex specifically, there's a pair of little electricity elementals that are sort of just
Yep.
around your location. But this, whatever has happened here, has definitely woken things up a bit, for sure. You haven't gotten a chance to look on the other side of the wall, but you can imagine that this is sort of like somebody just announced a grand opening. So
Right.
see how
So-
that goes.
We can walk it. It's fine.
Ingvar kind of brushes the fang dagger across her arm a couple of times. We may have to deal with a couple of small things on the way, but it shouldn't be too bad.
Let's just no need to pick a fight unless a fight comes to us. I'm sorry, is Velko? Right?
Hekau.
Hekau.
He's only
sorry,
introduced himself as
sorry,
Hekau,
yes. Hekau, Ingvar, you
Yes.
two want to take point on this? You guys lead the way. One of you can defend. One of you is a scout.
If you can... I'm not good at scouting, but if you can give directions, I can provide something that will disincline the spirits to attacking us.
You're by
He's
scout,
got-
I mean
he's-
you're fairly knowledgeable. I would assume that you're at least somewhat knowledgeable of the Umbra.
Yes.
You're a scout. You are a scout.
I lower my glasses so you can see that only one eye is open.
You're still our scout. No, I'll give you a direction. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody else, we keep together. We keep close.
Didn't
No wandering
Juniper
off.
say?
Point of order. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, kid.
Oh, didn't Juniper say to make sure everything was okay over here? If we leave, won't things come this way?
Well, that kind of dovetails in
Never-
with what I was going to suggest, which is I can go back and report to Juniper for a minute while the rest of you guys, and then maybe either just drive my ass over to the Golden Nugget and meet y'all there on this side, or catch up with y'all later.
Peachy keen. Do it.
That seems a reasonable course.
As far as what's here, yeah, things are gonna come here. That's gonna be fine-ish. The main thing that we had that we had to be worried about was coming over this side and seeing like an incarnate or something, or that a hideous amount that it hadn't somehow awoken like some great bane spirit or something like that. We're fine.
To Alex specifically, he was sending for reinforcement. Reinforcements will be much more prepared to set up longer term defenses than we could be.
Okay.
Well, I
What
suppose
are
it's time for us to go then.
we doing once we get there? I'm like talking to the crow spirit now. What did you find there already? You said you had been talking and looking yourself at the Golden Nugget.
There's a little bit of a nod. And he just kind of watches you. One of the eyes narrows slightly.
Jack, just because I've forgotten. What did deal with spirits or investigate spirits was the order?
Specifically, something is happening that is either eliminating, suppressing, or putting local spirits into slumber.
Okay.
He's trying to... The crow spirit is very interested, obviously, in what might be causing that. And his suggestion is to go to the Golden Nugget, where there is at least a congregation of spirits, and see what you can find out.
Yeah. To Alec, after Alex asks the question of Crow, I'll just mention The implication was that we are the ones to go investigate, and that simply the information that's been provided is all that will be provided. And as I say that, I pull out a flute. I pull out what is now a werewolf-sized flute from my thigh bag that is also werewolf-sized. Whenever we're ready to go.
Alex, go ahead and give me a wits and empathy roll. Difficulty
Okay.
6.
And 6. Oh no!
That's a double botch.
No.
Doobly
That is a
botch.
resounding-
Nice.
Okay.
This is going well.
Good to know.
Doobly botchin'.
All right.
So, yeah,
You guys headed out?
Bar, lead the way. Everybody else, let's just close it.
And I will.
Yeah.
Nothing destroys us.
Okay. Aaron?
Based on my observation of this group and knowing some of them already, do I know who might be the most physically perceptive or good at the things that
Actually,
Valko has expressed that he struggles with?
go ahead and give me a perception and
Leadership, maybe?
yeah, I could say leadership. Perception and leadership, difficulty 7.
Cool. One success, which is a 10, which I don't know how that matters.
Doesn't change anything unless you have a
Sorry.
Yep, nah, it's all good. Honestly, it's about an even split between most of the people here. Valko is definitely kind of the weaker one on that. You obviously know yourself, you're not great.
Mm-hmm.
Sal's okay. Alex is pretty good. Ingvar's about the same.
All right. Then I will to Alex, I guess, probably. Support Valko. He might be our scout, but he is not our eyes.
We've got 2 people already up front.
Hakao, by the way. I've only introduced myself as Hakao.
Yeah, sorry. I
that
keep
you
saying
haven't said
Valko.
a different name.
It's okay.
Yeah,
No.
that's on me. That's
It's
on
okay.
Me.
I'm bad at this.
Oh, good. All right. So you guys are headed out. As you approach the wall,
As we start moving, I start playing my harmony flute,
okay,
which has an effect on everyone, including the spirits around us. I need to make a roll. Hang on.
Yes. You'll need to make a performance roll.
Yep. Manipulation performance. My flutist specialization applies.
Yes, it does.
Difficulty 6, I think, is the standard.
Difficulty 6. Yep, is
Yeah.
standard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, why did that? That's not right. That's not right at all.
I was about to say, you should have more than 3 dice of this.
No, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 dice, not 3. Hang on. Manipulation. Performance. That's still not... Okay, yeah, that one rolled it. No, that one didn't roll it right.
That's quite odd.
What just happened there?
Well, what happened there was I rolled a 10, and then a 10, and then a 10, and then a 10, and then a 10.
Yeah, 10s don't explode in this.
If you have a specialty,
No, they just count as 2 successes.
oh, in
1, 2,
20?
3, 4.
Yeah. But if you look at for
But
some reason the
they're
scripting
exploding.
on that one,
Because
Yeah.
it's built off revise, probably. Revise, 10 is a reroll.
And I don't know why it's not rolling my manipulation.
yep, yeah, it looks like you're having trouble with that particular script there.
Oh,
yeah,
because I'm in Krynos form. That's why it's not rolling my manipulation.
Oh, hey, there you go.
Da-da-da. So that was correct then.
It was correct, with the exception of the fact that I don't think 10s are supposed to explode. Don't forget to change
1,
forms,
2,
everybody, if you need to. Yeah, because all of you are currently in Krynos form.
Not all of us.
Except for Ingvar, who was in Fair Glabro.
I'm gonna go ahead and change form.
Okay.
So
Back,
without the exploding 10s, that's 4 successes.
4 successes. There we go. All right. So yes, you are playing quite the soothing melody as you guys approach the wall.
So so that everyone knows what that does, the Harmony Flute, I make a performance roll, and aggressive creatures must make a rage roll or cease struggling. Creatures without rage may not resist the flute's music. Any being listening to the sound may still defend itself if attacked, and one activation lasts for as long as the werewolf continues to play. So basically, so long as I play, things that don't have a rage roll won't attack us, and things that do have a rage roll have to roll in order to act aggressively.
Yep. So basically, it's the sanctuary spell, more or less.
With that being, most spirits have rage, but cool.
I mean, yeah.
I think literally every spirit has
Yes.
rage.
But
That's their strength score.
But they still have to roll it in order to be aggressive.
Yeah. But they still have to actively exert effort in order to do so.
But any random people we encounter wandering the Umbra,
Yes.
Yep.
we're fine.
Like I said,
Any human that managed to stumble in here somehow.
the phrasing Hekau used was disincline, not prevent.
Legit.
You guys step up to the wall, and the first thing you notice is that as the grass grows up to meet it, there's about 12 inches of just bare dirt between the last blade or stalk of grass and the wall itself. But it's a mass of winding small grass-like roots that reach out into the soil and along the top. And as they hit the wall, they sort of climb up a little bit, almost in a vine-like nature. The weird bit about it is that as they hit the wall and begin to climb, they sort of manifest in a very oddly regular format where all of the angles are 90 degrees, and you'll have a fiber of roots going up, and then they shift in a right angle and then grow horizontally for a bit or split. It's a very sort of almost geometric, almost digital sort of look. The wall itself is made of what appears to be more or less stone and is about 10 feet tall. Getting over top will be a strength and athletics roll, difficulty 6.
I think I want to shift into beast form.
I have succeeded.
So we can keep, because lookouts
With
are good.
some ones in the way, but I succeeded.
Okay.
Shifting is
What was the difficulty?
Difficulty 6.
Okay.
what
Oh,
roll?
I have to shift. Hold on.
Okay. So it will be a stamina and primal urge roll.
Well, depending on where you're trying to go back to.
Well, I had said before that she was going to shift, and I
Okay.
forgot to actually do it.
Are you going to just wolf form or what?
I'm going to wolf form.
Okay,
You
can
don't have to roll for that.
You don't have to roll to that. You can always get back into your breed form, no problem.
I have to roll for that, right?
Okay.
Unless you're going into Krynos form, yes.
Yeah. What's the difficulty on that? Is that just 6?
It's the form you're shifting out of's difficulty, which for Krynos is 6. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I did go
No!
back. From...
You failed to shift.
Good. We
Botching shift.
roll.
Well, that's a thing that happens sometimes.
Okay.
You can always spend a point of the rage that you got.
I can. To automatic.
Just shift to whatever you want. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna have to do that because.
Yeah, no. So you go to try and change into the form that you're aiming for, Alex, and something just there is a twinge of pain somewhere in one of your arms, and it just short circuits that impulse, and you just wince.
Eat red. Okay, and then I rage a little bit.
And then I rage a little. Okay.
A little bit.
I went
All right.
from Muhammad back.
And
to
then
Krampus, by the way.
strength and athletics.
Okay.
Okay. So many rolls. Strength.
Ingvar has not left Glabro since he shifted into it.
Sounds good. So everybody manages to more or less scrambles or vault or hop over the wall. You all land on the other side.
Wait, I have city running. I don't have to. I can just keep walking while I'm playing the flute.
I mean, that is an option, absolutely. And you look around, and then you notice that Alex is still back on the other side.
Do you need a hand?
Alex? Alex?
Yes, I'm coming.
Do you need a hand?
Yes.
Ingvar will lean down and offer a hand.
All right, you can go ahead and make the roll again, difficulty 4.
Okay. Two.
So you grab onto the hand,
Yep.
and Ingvar just leans back, and you right over the top, land on the other side.
I am going to attempt to sink into the ground out of embarrassment. This is terrible.
Hakao, did you spend your point of rage to activate city running?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
So ignore my roll. I just walked up.
No, you still have to make the roll. It's just at difficult two less of the difficulty. Yep. You don't lose any speed for climbing, but you do still have to make the rolls.
Yeah. Well, in that case, never mind.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought it was just. Never mind.
Yeah, no, it's not exactly Spider-Man. You still have to have a thing to climb and stuff.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
I'll save it for later.
Okay. As you leave the area, the Umbra spreads into the distance. It's surprisingly flat and barren initially. A few immediate structures cast a reflection on the spiritscape, and those only in very rough detail. This is not, of course, to say that the Shadows still hold some sort of, pristine setup from the desert meadows from centuries past. It's simply empty of almost all life and energy. Hissing swirls of dust and grit blow between harsh spurs of exposed rock. And as you begin to move, this dust storm occasionally streams into your faces a bit. And the roads are only mirrored by narrow and only intermittently paved lanes in this local part of the Umbra. Once in a while, the spirit of an urban vermin or a skittish desert creature will be spotted as they skulk their emaciated forms into ditches and holes at the first sign of your approach. The entire vista is desolate and depressing. Even the heat spirits, which most of you know are fairly common, have a very pinched and weathered look to them. Anything you guys are doing as you proceed along, or just trying to make your way there as fast as possible?
I am keeping my eye on everybody else, making sure that nobody's wandering off.
Okay.
Staying generally where they are. Our point people are being point people, and we are not about to be attacked by spirals or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And along the way, hey Alex, question.
Yeah.
You went, so when we went to go climb the wall,
Yeah.
you went from your natural form to a different one. Why?
Because it's just this feels safer out here.
Okay, out here as a safer out here outside the walls than we were.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, the last time I went out in the desert, I was a wolf.
So fair. Couple things.
Mm-hmm.
Out here is the exact opposite of safer compared to in there.
I know.
So just letting you know. You know what? No, that's it. You're good.
Okay.
In addition to playing the flute, I'm just going to keep my eye open for anything that looks weird or interesting that might trigger my curiosity flaw.
Okay.
Dakota will occasionally chase after the little spirit creatures that are running from us.
All right. Awesome. Go ahead and give me just a dexterity and brawl.
God damn it! I know
Difficulty
it's
6.
Gonna be like,
Okay.
where'd X person go? It's like, I know, but I only lost one.
That's
0.
because she saw a kangaroo rat.
0 successes.
Okay, so yeah, you try and chase down one of the little the kangaroo rat spirits, and it squeaks and just right down a little crack in the ground that is too narrow, unfortunately, for you to get your nose into. Which is about when you hear Aiden sort of low-grade panic right behind you.
Remember, Steak, there's a lot of shit out here, guys. That's all I'm saying.
But there was... Okay.
I get it, but...
She'll go back.
Thank you. God. What I wouldn't give for a dedicated fucking fetish pack of cigarettes right now.
Ingvar just constantly has her fang dagger in that backwards grip that she was using in the middle of the fight, just sort of at the ready.
I look back over my shoulder at Aiden, consider it, and then turn back to keep watching.
The problem with that is you can dedicate a pack to you, but then you have to keep doing it because they run out.
So the trick that I have is my magpie swag is dedicated to me, and anything that is inside it is considered dedicated to me, even so I don't have to keep rededicating things.
And I fit in the fucking bag of holding.
So if I put a regular pack of cigarettes in the magpie swag and transform, it's a werewolf-sized pack of cigarettes when I pull it out.
No, it's still a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
But you guys proceed through this just barren wasteland for about a mile. And the two in the front give me perception and alertness difficulty 6.
So 8.
Difficulty 7 for anybody else who's further back if you guys are trying to spot as well.
I would. Yes. Does it automatically...
Fucking ones. I have nothing.
Does it automatically apply the downgrade in difficulty? No, it would not. Would it?
No, it would not. You would have to do that
No.
yourself.
You would have to alter that if you're
Okay.
in lupus. Yeah, for those of you that are in lupus form, you get a downgrade to the difficulty.
Yep.
So yours will
That's
probably
why
be
I'm
like
in that farm.
5 or something.
I
think.
can't play the flute
Yep.
in lupus form. So
No, you can't.
No, lupus is -2 perception difficulty, so it'd actually be 4.
It'd be
Or no, 5. Yeah, they're at 7. Yeah, 'cause
They're at 7. They're at 7.
They're good at 5 for them.
well,
Hey, 3.
perception,
Everyone should
alertness.
or just anyone can make the roll.
And anybody can.
0 successes. No botched though.
I'm on edge. I see things. Yay.
All right, so Alex, you are the first to notice, but Aiden very shortly after. Eventually, a series of lights twinkles dimly out of the haze ahead of you. And there's a building sort of looming out of the encroaching darkness, illuminated by grimy lamps. The glass front doors and windows are liberally coated with dirt, and the exterior is faded to an almost colorless facade. The sign above the door is missing several bulbs in the frame, but you can tell that it would mostly say Golden Nugget.
Shithole, sweet shithole.
And in contrast to the bleak wasteland that you recently traversed, there are actually a number of spirits in the vicinity.
What kind of spirits?
That would be intelligence and occult difficulty 7 if you've got dots in occult.
And what are they doing? Wow.
Ones, man.
Yep.
Yep.
I like getting that green 0.
Yeah, you at least got something.
1 success.
1 success.
Okay. So Dakota and Alex, the one that you notice is a car spirit that rips off of a side road, screams through the parking lot, spraying dirt around as the tires squeal out from under it, the headlights flashing wildly, and then right back out onto what passes as a more or less main thoroughfare in this part of town.
Oh, cool.
Aiden, you obviously see that, but you're paying attention to things a little closer to the door. Mostly looks like spirits of greed and hunger, primarily, that are sort of just lurking on the outside, as if wanting to get in, but something might be preventing them.
Okay. And I'm sorry, I was thinking of something real quick. What kind of spirit specifically?
Greed and hunger, it looks like, would be your rough descriptors for them. Abstracts.
Yeah, makes sense that they'd be around here, but they seem like they're being prevented.
They look like they would prefer to be on the inside, but none of them are actually making the effort to get in. It's almost like the same sort of idea of like a moth or a bug just tapping at a window pane without there actually being a window pane there.
Hey, Hekau, you want to play translator for us while we do some questioning?
Stop playing the flute. Put it away. Certainly.
As soon as you do that, several spirits, their eyes turn to see the 6 of you approaching. And about 5 of them swarm up and immediately...
I'd take a step forward and sort of
I was going to say, Ingvar bares teeth and just raises the dagger.
Hey, let us in. Vouch for us. Let us inside. We can tail with you. We'll back you up. We'll back you up, and you can let us get inside with you. Yeah. You want to let us get inside.
Are they speaking English, or am I the only one
are
that's getting
speaking
this? Okay.
Okay.
Oh, well, that makes that simple. Are you usually not able to go in?
But bouncer keeps us out.
Who's the bouncer? I'm looking over.
It's that guy right over there. And it's weird seeing an abstract concept sort of manifest a limb and point.
Mhm.
And you can see just inside the main glass doors there are a pair of slot machines. But the dials and lights on them kind of have a vaguely anthropomorphized orientation to them. And the light sort of just swivels back and forth, almost kind of Cylon-esque in its way, as these two entities apparently are in charge of managing who enters and who does not.
Now that I'm not playing the flute and can more carefully inspect things, can I look around and see? I just want to see if this feels like how these spirits should be behaving. Or if there is, like, the fact that they can't get in, the fact that the bouncer's keeping them out is weird.
Give me a wits and empathy. Difficulty 7.
Okay. Two successes.
So you kind of glance over and then try and get a look at what's on the inside and watch these. One of them sidles up to you. Spare some change, maybe. And you notice that you don't see anything that looks like these guys from what you can see of the spirits that are moving back and forth on the interior.
But if they're, if they're being kept out by a secondary force, then I wouldn't see them regardless. But they don't seem to be suppressed, though. They seem to be full force at the moment.
They just seem to be excluded.
Yeah. I'll lean over to Aiden. I can't tell if they're just supposed to be like this or if this is different.
I mean, greed and hunger spirits being kept out of a casino is certainly a thing. It's not what I would call a particularly expected thing, but that doesn't mean that the casino doesn't have some kind of protection that I've never seen it from this side. So
Yeah, that's what I mean. It doesn't. I can't. The thing that Crow is having us look for, I don't know if this is it.
who wants to have a chat with the bouncer?
Yeah. I was wondering if I could get kind of a read on because all of these other little spirits have definitely noticed us, and the door is glass, so presumably the bouncers can see us. I'm wondering what the initial impression is and what I can glean about how we might approach this.
Okay. Give me an intelligence and occult then, Alex.
Okay. Just 6?
Yeah, standard difficulty.
Okay. Nope. I don't know.
You're looking. They don't seem similar to anything you've ever interacted with before, though. So,
All right.
experimentation is fun.
Yes. She doesn't want to do that, though.
So Dakota's just going to approach.
Okay.
I sort of
As you step up closer, there's a moment's pause, and then two metal arms reach out and just swing the doors open with kind of a scrapey creak. A little bit of dust wafts in from the wind behind you.
Don't go in solo. Wait for us.
But the doors are open.
Then
wait for the rest of us.
Then come on.
I'll start walking to
now
resolve.
let's go,
All right.
buddy. In.
I'm inspecting these bouncers as we walk closer. I want to see what they are. Like if I can tell if these are spirits or if there's something else.
Definitely spirits.
Like what kind of spirits though?
Give me a perception and occult difficulty 8.
I mean, clearly they're slot machine spirits.
Does my one eye flaw apply on this roll?
No, this is more just an overall sensory kind of.
Okay. 0 successes.
Yeah, some sort of. I mean, maybe might be as specific as slot machine, might be a security spirit, might be a casino spirit. There's a number of categories you feel like these could fit into.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just...
one of the hunger spirits tries to like sidle in with you guys.
I just thwack it with the staff.
Okay, give me a dexterity brawl then.
Okay. Dex brawl with my staff.
Yes.
Not Iskaku.
I mean, if you want to use a Skaku, you can. Yeah.
Because
or dex melee, whatever it is. Your normal Iskaku roll.
Okay.
I'm having lots of ideas for talons and a good source for hunger spirits now.
I mean,
I want to make a dehydration talons.
Yep, because there's not a lot of that in Vegas.
4 successes.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage +3 on that shit.
Yep.
I just want to make a little like a little pouch of salt that when I throw it at somebody, it sucks all the fluids out of their body.
Okay. Oh, I forgot to click add strength. Hold on. Because that should be much more dice.
I was gonna say that doesn't work.
5.
There we go.
There you go.
Crack.
So yeah, just slams right into it, knocks the little thing ass over tea kettle across the parking lot.
We didn't say you could.
It just spatters a little bit, and you can see like 5 pennies spring out of it and just melt away into the dirt. The rest of them seem to all recoil back from that, having definitely got the message.
Everybody in before another one tries.
Getting in.
Mm-hmm.
And then the doors just right back behind you. As you guys come inside, the interior of the Nugget is a flurry of activity. There's a cacophony of wheezing whistles and cheaply metallic bells. Contains all the trappings of a low-rent, rundown gambling house. But instead of mostly retirees and cocktail waitresses, the floors are pretty much loaded with a diverse bunch of spirits. Hekau, as you come closer, you can see that it was hard to perceive them from the outside, which is why you weren't able to get a decent read. But several of them are of the same ilk that are the ones that were lurking outside. Although these seem marginally more robust for being on the interior and closer to the action. They look somehow healthier, almost, in a sense.
A higher class of greed.
A higher class of greed and hunger,
Yep.
yes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm.
As you move through this mob of spirits, though, you catch impressions of fleeting curiosity and concern wafting out from the various swarms that are gathered around these tables. You're guessing that a lot of these have something to do with the same sort of aspects that one might find manifested inside a casino. Winnings seem to be primarily stored on the interior of the spirits. They seem to mostly be eating whatever they can. And beneath it all lies this grumbling undercurrent of unquenchable hunger. In front of you, as you hit the main floor, there's a threadbare carpet that leads towards the middle of the room, comes to a stop before a large blackjack table that kind of dominates the surrounding area. Where are you guys going? Who are you going to talk to?
I'm looking around. Does this feel like the domain of a more powerful spirit? Like, is there like that undercurrent of hunger? Is there just like a very powerful hunger spirit that is sort of in charge of this place, or is there something else that sort of stands out to me?
Give me intelligence and occult difficulty 6.
4 successes.
Most places in your experience like this will at least have a dominant spirit.
Yeah.
The hunger itself feels more distributed. I mean, you wouldn't be surprised to find a powerful hunger spirit as the primary dominant force in an area like this. But what you're feeling right now doesn't feel like it's leading towards a central knot or nexus.
Mm-hmm. Can I get a sense for where I might look to find the not the source of the hunger, but like the dominant spirit in the area?
The head honcho spirit.
Yeah.
You absolutely can. In fact, you can see him right now.
He is actively a head honcho spirit.
And at that large blackjack table in the dealer's spot sits a squat, kind of broad, box-shaped spirit gleaming with chrome. It's wearing a tattered bowler hat, kind of sitting on the thing's head, and the rest of it resembles a vaguely anthropomorphic two-armed slot machine. And as you watch, there's a small spirit that rushes up with a little bit of what seems to be kind of like a silver tray and a number of tokens on it. The thing just scrapes it right into its pay pan. And you hear the chattering of chips more or less just cascading inside whatever this thing is.
The Umbra is weak.
Can I tell what kind of a spirit it is?
Some sort of gambling spirit.
I'll lean over towards Aiden. The big one over there is the leader of this place. As lean over towards you and indicate the big gambling spirit. The big one over there is the leader of this place. Would you like me to talk to him?
So, who... There's something I haven't been able to suss out yet. Who's our talker?
Jack, do I know? Be a leadership specialist.
I regularly bargain with spirits as part of my job.
I just want... I assume that you do, and if it's you, then fair. If nobody else is stepping up, then yeah. But
I asked the GM a question that I
No, I know.
Go ahead and roll me wits and leadership there for
Cool.
Anastasia.
Just botch and say that it's Ingvar.
What difficulty?
Difficulty 6.
No, this is what I do professionally outside of werewolf time.
I mean, fair.
2 successes.
2 successes. I mean, Sal's pretty good.
And not here.
Also not here.
Also not here. But yeah, no, in your estimation, probably Hakao, and then cascading down from there, Aiden, maybe Alex. Although, actually, come to think of it, Dakota might be able to hold her own. Occurs to you as an afterthought, mostly because Dakota is still padding around in wolf form. And so you sort of, but then it was like, actually, wait, though. But yeah, probably either Alex, Dakota, or Hakao.
Then just very casually to this conversation. If you want natural charm, Lord Dakota would be my choice, though Hakao has the benefit of the speech that matters to spirits.
Right. All right. Look at a cow.
I'll take the lead.
You're up.
I'm gonna shift to my Hamid form.
Okay.
Which is free for me because I'm a Hamid.
Because you're a Hamid.
I'd like to look around real quick and get a feel for the flow of the room, like how sometimes important people like to sit by themselves and not be bothered. Sometimes you have regular flows of people kind of going up and interacting with them. I'm trying to get a sense for what this guy might be.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me perception and empathy.
All right.
Difficulty 8.
Down to 2 because wolf form for perception.
Yeah, so you'll be rolling a difficulty 6 then.
I got a 1.
All right. Hard to tell.
Mm-hmm.
The flow of the room primarily seems to be most of the action is happening at these other tables around. Nobody's seated at this main blackjack table that's there.
Mm-hmm.
Although you can tell that it is set up for a game.
Mm-hmm.
So Jack, information that Hekau would know that I don't necessarily know. How would I approach this particular spirit? My inclination is to sit down for a game and talk while playing, because that seems to be what it wants. But Hekau would know whether or not that was a bad idea.
Okay. Things that Hekau just knows. Chiminage is always good. Offering a gift, offering something that the spirit would value.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a balancing act. You don't want to front too much, because then that's setting the bar for what it's going to expect.
Yeah.
But, as far as getting your foot in the door, usually a decent plan. And of course, the more thematically appropriate or more valued the gift is, the more benefit you'll probably receive. You don't give an ice cube to a fire spirit.
Okay. So I'm going to fish around in my bag. And because I carry my life on my back, there's all manner of weird things that I might have picked up. Is there anything that I might be carrying that, while it has no financial value in the real world, would represent a financial value for a spirit? Anything I might have, like expired bus tickets or something like that? Like anything?
So expired bus tickets would be more for like a literal bus spirit or something like that. Go ahead and just roll me.
If I have to, I'll ask Aiden for some money. But
yeah, no. Roll me wits and streetwise.
Okay.
Difficulty 7.
Zero successes, so probably not.
Yep, you're going through your pockets. You're like, what do I have? And yeah, you come up dry.
Turn to Aiden. Do you have anything metallic and shiny or actually financially valuable in your pockets?
Jeremy the player is thinking at the moment.
Okay.
The short answer is yes. The long answer is there anything that he's willing to give up? And I'm not sure. I mean, stuff that's dedicated to him.
Because the one thing that the
fine.
one thing that I know I have is my amulet, but that's a last ditch thing.
So I shift back down. I mean, financially valuable, not that much, but if anything,
I can make do without it. It'll just be easier if we have something like that.
If we have something to deal in with. He will. It's better than nothing. He will strip off his jacket. It's not huge, but it's worth probably about maybe $80-$90.
I can work with that. It's worth more than the.
Take things out of the pocket.
Yeah. This is worth more than everything I'm wearing right now, so it works.
Yeah.
After emptying the pockets of the jacket, I will fold it over my arm, and walk up to the dealer's table and place the jacket down in the place where you would normally put, as far as Hakawa was assuming, your chips. It's like boom, and sit down.
The eyes sort of swivel to look at you. They're in the place where the symbol dials would usually be, and the pay pan kind of widens open a little bit. So came for a game, did you?
In spirit speech. Came for a game and came for information. If I could get one while the other.
Fine, then. We'll play for a question.
Certainly.
Right. And blackjack commences. Go ahead and give me... You can either roll
manipulation
and subterfuge, or intelligence and enigmas.
Intelligence and enigmas. That's the better one.
Okay, so you were trying to outbluff a gambling spirit. Very nice.
Well,
and also go with what the cards are doing.
I have no dots in subterfuge. I have 3 dots in enigmas, and I have 4 dots in both intelligence and manipulation. So.
Okay.
This is why we need to be packed, so that we could get pack speech, so I could use Truth of Gaia, figure out if the guy's being deceptive or not, and then tell you when he's bluffing.
Difficulty 7.
All
need
right.
2 successes.
Does my analytical specialty for intelligence help?
It does, actually. Yep.
All right. 3 successes.
All right.
Nice.
So the game commences, and you come up with a 5 of hearts face down, and he drops a 7, and then an ace. You decide to hold there, and he goes bust. Well, looks like you earned an answer.
We've been told that something in the area is bothering the spirit population. I'm curious. The big man around would absolutely know anything like that going on, wouldn't you?
Sure has. That's why I run this place. Give them something where they can shelter. A lot of newcomers in, but I'm not looking a gift horse in the mouth. Looking for stories on the outside, though. I'll get one of the residents to give us some more details. And he bangs on the table once. And a small spirit that seems to be comprised primarily of crumpled bills and a few bits of change rattling around on the inside with 2 quarters for eyes kind of crumples its way over. He gestures to you. This folk wants to know what's been happening in the city that has y'all headed out this direction instead of down on the strip where the big action usually is. There's a pause, and then the money spirit looks up at you, cacao. Well, you see, there's been a decrease in revenue because there's been further restrictions put in place because something is out there that's simply completely draining the local economy dry. You see, there's usually a lot of cash flow, a lot of liquid assets that can be gleaned and delved, and whatever this thing is, well, it's locking everything down. The markets are crashing terribly, and it's hard for anybody to stay in the black, you understand, because whatever it is that's out there is just locking up all the resources, and it's a big problem. There's gonna be a big depression. It's gonna be like the 30s all over again, or something, or even worse maybe, because everything's just drying up all over.
Do you know where this entity is?
Hard to tell where it does its central banking, because it's got a lot of tellers and taxmen and revenue officers and others out. It's got quite a working crew for it. There's the accountants. The accountants can't really pin down. There's a lot of shell corporations and things in the way, and there's some sort of central corporation that's got its fingers on everything, but it's a big nasty mess.
Corporation, you said? Does it have a name? Do you know?
Oh, not that I've ever heard of, but it's got a lot of assets and a lot of material and investments. It's very diversified.
Jack, are there any other more probing questions that Hakao could think of to get information out of this?
Give me a wits and empathy.
Just because
Difficulty 6. And yeah, Anastasia?
Because I think I missed this part. Did we let Hakao go over alone, or are the rest of us there as potential resources for him?
You guys can be nearby and overhearing this if you want. Yeah.
All I'm thinking is just the Weird Al song, the mission statement.
What difficulty you said?
Difficulty 7.
7. Does my cool-headed specialty apply?
Not in this case.
All right. Gotta love that green 0.
The main thing that you're trying to do is sift out how much of this is just it's using money metaphors because it's a money spirit, or are these actual corporations and assets and is that really what it is, or are these just stand-in concepts because those are the only concepts it deals in? But you basically get the idea that to an extent there's some silent, unknown predatory menace that has been draining the area of spiritual vitality by simply capturing and consuming or sequestering it all away.
And is not working alone, it seemed like. There's a corporation with many assets.
Right, yeah. It sounds like whatever the thing is, if there is a central thing, it's got a lot of other forces at its disposal.
Yeah.
I don't know what Guru High Tongue for motherfuck is, but it just came out of Aiden's mouth.
Okay.
I thought this was happening in spirit speech.
No, this is all English.
I'm talking in spirit speech. It's talking back in English.
Yep.
Comparing what Crow has asked us to do, how much of this fulfills the request? Do I think I need more, or do I think this might be enough?
More would be better, but you think you could probably get away with this?
Okay. So to the money spirit still. Is there anything else about this presence that you can tell me?
real systematic. A lot of runs off spreadsheets and strategy and covers things in sequence and section and the whatever tax code it operates under is pretty seems pretty airtight, pretty not your standard boilerplate. Hard to get around, hard to find places to escape through.
And did it spring up, or did it come in from elsewhere?
Yes.
Okay.
All around, all at once.
All around, all at
they
once.
swarmed in and have just shutting things down left, right, and center.
I look back over my shoulder at Aiden and see if he's indicating me to ask more questions or not. Because I think I've got enough, but I want to see if anyone else, and generally at the rest of the pack in general, see if anyone else has further information they look like they want to have.
Given that this spirit sorry.
Go ahead.
Given that this spirit speaks a dialect I am probably fairly familiar with in like finance, even if I think I understand it might be metaphor because spirits, any insight that I might be able to be like, this is relevant or particularly odd or a thing that we might want to clarify from it.
Give me a...
I have an academic specialty in finance is why I'm
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and give me a wits and academics with your finance specialty.
Well, that's been rolled. Just to clarify.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Are we...
Standard difficulty, Aaron, sorry.
Has it been specifically said whether we are talking about ephemerals, material entities, or all of the above yet?
Has not.
Okay. So yeah, I will, that'll be my immediate question.
Okay.
One success, which I think is 2 because there's a 10 on a specialty roll.
Yep.
Yeah.
So with 2 successes, and as Aiden voices this question of, hey, can we get like some sort of category or source? That's kind of what occurs to you as well, Anastasia, is, what type of, like, we've got a rough description of what's happening. Can we get a narrower idea on...
Is it spirits? Is it people?
Right.
Or is it both combined?
Mm-hmm.
I will, assuming the money spirit doesn't just immediately start answering that question, I will reiterate that question in spirit speech.
The money spirit kind of looks between the more or less pit boss spirit and you. Not clear. Not... I don't have access to that, to those sheets. Those ledgers are I don't get to read those. Does that feel to me like the spirit is unaware of the difference between them, or just absolutely doesn't have that information? Just really doesn't have that information.
Okay.
I would like to, when it starts looking hesitant about answering, I would like to activate Truth of Gaia.
Okay.
So it is a
I think it's a...
It is a intelligence, empathy. Difficulty is the subject's manipulation plus subterfuge.
Subject is going... difficulty is going to be 7.
Okay. Int empathy, difficulty 7. Change that to int. And And my specialties, if either apply, are creative logic and reading emotions. So
Reading emotions would apply.
okay. I'm actually going to turn specialty off because that just re-rolls. Really? Well, there. Yep, I am definitely rolling dice.
That counts as one success, though,
does
because it's a
count as one,
specialty.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and all I need is one for success.
Right. So, yeah. It's telling the truth.
Okay.
So I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, if Kyle feels differently, Jack, but I feel like I've got basically all the information I'm gonna get out of the spirit.
Seems like you've sort of hit the end of this line of questioning for sure.
I will turn back to the pit boss spirit. I think that's all the information that I needed.
The eye dial starts spinning and it stops 7 bar 7. Thanks for stopping in for a game. Maybe we'll see you wolves again some other time. Might have some jobs for you if there's anything you ever need.
I will certainly be back at some point in the future. And I nod my head, collect the jacket, since I didn't lose the game.
Tips the bowler hat.
And I will head back and offer Aiden his jacket back.
Thank you. Fuck.
Worth noting that the phrasing could have been metaphorical, could have not been.
Yeah. Either way, it's not great. If it's not, so here's what I'm thinking. If it's metaphorical, it sounds like we're talking about some kind of overwhelmingly powerful weaver spirit. It's way too much organization for it not to be. If we're not, we're talking about some company that's the subsidiary of a subsidiary of a subsidiary, probably. And that we have one, our people have one recurring.
There's one particular company that.
Subsidies that we deal with.
Yes.
Either way, it's not good.
But no, but I feel this is enough information, at least initially, to bring back to Crow.
I've probably been watching the pit boss as Cow left, because clearly he's said that it's very sad that everyone has had to flee to his establishment for shelter. I'm wondering how involved, if I can tell, how involved he might be in the situation.
Not by looking at him, you wouldn't be able to tell.
I don't know if because I am not so familiar. I do have a gift that is sense worm.
Oh, that you can activate whenever you want.
I would like to try and do that.
Alex just starts freaking out for no apparent reason, and the rest of us go, "What's wrong?"
It doesn't say anything about having to do. I don't think I have to spend to do that. It doesn't say anything.
You don't have to spend anything for it. No. You just have to roll perception and occult.
Yep. What's the difficulty on it?
Difficulty would be, we'll say 7.
Okay, -2 because I'm still in wolf. This is why. So 5. Okay. 3 successes.
You do not pick up on anything specifically worm tainted in the room.
Okay.
Thank God.
Good. Just wanted to clear that up.
That is a good thing to clear up, yeah.
Yep.
I lean over. Don't try that in here on the other side. Well, I mean, don't not, but it's going to turn out differently.
Shall we head back out?
Yeah. I think we probably have what we need to get this dog and pony show on the road.
Also, probably information we'll want to relay back to.
Yep.
Starts Juniper. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I will head to the door, pulling out
All
my harmony flute for the trek back.
All right. So you guys are going to try and make it back to the halfway house before you step sideways again?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Seems like a smart idea.
All right.
No veil breaching that way.
I'm in.
And who is taking the lead on this one?
On the return trip,
Yep.
probably Ingvar again, just because dagger out.
And
I will have same people.
Okay.
Say same people, whether they do it or not.
All right. Ingvar, you can go ahead and give me a perception and alertness roll, difficulty 7.
Right.
That dust storm seems to be kicking up a little bit in severity.
I have a success.
that's
All right.
That's 3 successes on the flute playing, technically.
Okay. Cool. You make your way back through this mild maelstrom of dirt and grit. Once again, fairly quiet, reasonably barren, even for a desert spiritscape. Very occasionally, something will cross your path, but nothing ever terribly threatening, nothing hugely worrisome. One thing that you do notice is occasionally a pair of lights will flicker through the dirt, almost like headlights that are several blocks down, but they always vanish before anything draws closer.
Are we being tailed by that car spirit?
Not that you can see.
Eh.
I shrug while still playing the flute.
Keep an eye out for those lights if you can. They keep showing up.
I will keep an eye out for those lights.
All right.
Literally one eye.
And give me an intelligence and survival as you're having to navigate through pretty terrible visibility. Difficulty 7.
Hekau, you might be better at that one than I am.
What was the roll?
Intelligence and survival.
I am better at that roll.
Difficulty 7.
Yeah, considering I don't have any dots in survival.
Does my analytical specialty apply?
Nope, this is navigation.
All right. I roll plenty of dice, but got 0 successes.
You guys walk for a little while, and eventually it starts to occur to most of you that you've been walking longer on the return trip, but still going about the same speed.
This dust storm's getting us out of position.
Probably.
Shouldn't we have gotten there by now?
Yeah.
I will do an affirmative toot on the flute. Because I have to keep playing for the effect to keep going.
Does anyone recognize this area in the umbra of where it might relate to the real?
No, not well. I don't know. Do I?
You can go ahead and give me just a perception and alertness difficulty 8.
Okay.
Because it's not the real world and there's a heavy dust storm as well.
2.
So you kind of look around, shielding your eyes from this grit that's just blowing everywhere right about now. You're like, okay, if the shitty little trails are roads And this one's coming in, and we've been going for about this long. You feel like you've probably taken a couple more blocks in a southerly direction than you probably should have.
Okay.
Does any... oh, sorry.
No, I didn't say anything.
Does any have the gifts of navigation or sight to this side of the world?
Uh,
This accent gets off key very easily.
I love
It's a great
everything
accent.
about your accent.
Are we standing in dirt?
Yep. There's plenty of dirt.
I'm going to scratch out with my foot. I could call a navigation spirit, but I'd have to stop playing.
So 20 minutes later, after he's finished writing
Yeah.
that with his foot in the ground,
I see him start to scratch and just immediately ignore it.
Yeah.
So,
I will nod or shake.
what?
Nod or shake. Ups and downs or side to sides.
I will shrug
it's
and
fine.
nod. I will shrug and
Fine.
nod.
So where we are, is this a particularly busy area on the other side?
not particularly, no.
Our options are keep trying to navigate this dust storm or risk a shift. A step sideways.
I think we need to. I think it's going to be easiest just to step sideways. Anastasia, people are going to wonder, but it's better than veil piercing. I just take off my jacket and I hand it to you. You're going to put that on your head. I'm sorry.
Since people are bringing up the topic of stepping sideways, I will stop playing the flute, hoping nothing comes and starts attacking us immediately. I can summon a spirit of navigation if we don't want to step sideways.
That'll.
Question.
Yes.
But I have a flaw around organization.
Yeah.
Would that apply to putting this on my head?
No.
Okay.
No, that wouldn't necessarily. Yeah, no, this is
So it's not impossible, it's just uncomfortable.
right.
Cool.
You would have to protect me if anything weird happens, but it would also be less threatening the veil.
We're not. I would rather us go across at this point anyways, because if something like this is kicking up, we don't know what's going to be coming. We don't know what it's bringing with it. And my goal is to make sure you all make it back alive. So
Would it perhaps be then advisable for one person to step sideways and figure out where we are, then come back?
I know where we are.
So yeah.
You know roughly where in the physical we would be.
Yes, we're fine.
I am not comfortable traveling the entire way to halfway house with simple little jacket on head. It still potentially raises too many questions. But we could potentially call for support. I have some access to tinted car.
That we could find an alley to just hole up in out of sight until support driver shows up.
That's fine. That'll work.
Jack, between 5 dots of resources and 4 dots of contacts, I'm assuming a car with tinted windows is doable.
Yeah.
Cool.
That'll work. That's fine. Let's go.
I will activate my glasses.
All right.
I'm gonna shift first and Remind all to humanize.
Yep.
I am already in Hamid form, so.
That's what and primal urge?
Stamina and primal urge to shift.
Issue.
Yeah.
I'm just going
Yep.
back to Hamid, so
Yeah, I'll shift back to Hamid.
Oh, I should shift.
oh,
Damn it.
As a metis, you can shift back to Krynos for free and have less of a jump to make to Hamid.
I failed.
Yeah,
I failed to activate my mirror shades.
I do that, so I shift back to Krynos real quick and then try it. Let's see here.
From the 3 primary forms, Hamid, Krynos, and Lupus, you just need it's difficulty 6.
Yep.
What do I roll to shift back?
Stamina and primal urge.
Yep.
1 success, which means I make it to Labro.
Yep.
or you can spend a rage point to auto shift.
Yes.
Hey, I do it that time.
What's
I-
the difficulty?
6, because you're in Lupus right now.
Mhm.
Is this a situation where you can make the roll twice, or do you just have to spend if you don't get far?
No, you can continue to make the roll because you guys aren't under any pressure. And
It's just that now that you're in Glabro, it's actually difficulty 7 to get out into Hamid.
I know that.
No, Krynos. That's 2 successes.
Well,
no,
no.
no, talking about Anastasia.
Oh,
Alex
Yeah.
Alex and
I didn't
Dakota
make
made it to Krynos.
Everyone else did.
sorry.
Alex made it to Hamid because
Yeah.
Chip agreed.
No. Cool.
Oh.
But I don't think that's a botch because there's
not a botch.
You
Yep.
can spend a rage point if you want to auto shift.
I know. I'm being petty.
Okay.
There's actually good in character reasons. As some of you may have noticed just by physically being near her, Anastasia's not good at rage.
Yep.
Okay.
There you
Very human.
go. Super better.
I take much longer than everyone else, but I get there.
Right. So with some lovely stretching and cracking sounds and some, twists of muscle and compression of bone, everybody manages to get into the forms that they're going to try to maintain.
Holly, are you going to try and shift again, or are you just going to spend a rage?
You're still in Krynos currently.
Oh,
Oh, I am?
Yeah, because you only made 2 successes. You need 4 to get all the way to Hamid.
Oh, I didn't
Yep.
realize.
Yeah, you need 1 success for every form you're shifting through. So you made it to Krynos. So now you have to try. You can either try again or spend a rage to make it all the way to Hamid.
I'll go ahead and spend a rage.
Okay.
All right, let's do this.
Okay.
How do we
So,
step sideways again?
one at a time. It is going to be. Shit, where'd it go? Because I always forget. You're going to roll your gnosis.
Call who's first, Jack.
Uh,
We're all just gonna go.
right. Well, who would be taking the first effort to get through? Hakao? All right.
Yeah.
Hakao, you're rolling gnosis difficulty 8.
I'm not encouraged because it was difficulty 7 to activate my mirror shades, and I failed on that. Nope.
Oh god.
Oh,
So you guys all watch as Hakao attempts to shift sideways, pushing his way through the gauntlet. And you see him reach out and make the maneuver, but instead of that kind of dissolving, vanishing into the real world, he just halts for a moment and then yanks back as if something stung his paw or his hand.
Does that physically hurt?
It's like
Right, yeah.
it's like having somebody smack you in the arm with a cramp.
So the gauntlet is particularly thick here.
I mean, I figured. But all right, so I guess we're walking then.
And Hakao, you have to wait an hour before you can try and get out of the Umbra.
Which is why we're walking.
But you're not going to leave your Theurge here just by himself for an hour?
I mean, technically, he's not our third yet.
That's true.
Sorry, we lost the Silent Strider, who is not officially not even living at the halfway house yet. I don't think anyone's gonna care that much. No, I'm kidding.
You want to try and get that navigation spirit here.
Thing.
How long compared to how long it would take for me to wait to try again to step sideways? How long would it take to call a navigation spirit, Jack?
You have no idea.
All right, I can do. If we want to sit here and give me time to do that.
Roughly the direction, right?
You do.
From this point.
Mm-hmm.
Jack, I have the gift Perfect Recall, which allows me to perfectly remember any moment of my life. Would Perfect Recall allow me to retrace our steps to get back to the cairn?
I mean, it couldn't. It would probably help somewhat. It's
Past
not
the point of gnosis, so if it's not a solution, then it's not worth it to me right now.
Oh, you mean the gift Perfect Recall? Sorry, I thought you meant
Perfect Recall.
Let me look at that one real quick.
Sure, it is in my gifts and fetishes thing, but it's also on page 169 of the book.
Okay. So it would let you get back there, yeah. But you would have to more or less retrace the steps until from where you veered off course. It wouldn't let you cut directly there from where you're at right now.
Okay.
It could take a convenient hour.
Technicality question.
Yes.
Would a single activation of the gift allow me to retrace our steps and do the rest of the path?
Yeah.
Okay. I can do it. It's just costly. One moment, I have gift.
All right.
Fingers sort of interlace. Mind Sherlock mind things go up. The point of gnosis.
All right.
And
Math appears in the air in front of your face.
The direction that we need to go back to retrace our path correctly.
Yep. So through this dust storm, you walk back until you hit that point where you realize, yes, this is where we went off course. Because when we were initially coming, we went this way. And then you shift your positioning to, all right, when we came in, we were headed on this vector, and you walk directly back along that path. It takes probably about an extra half hour, but eventually all of you are standing once again outside the wall of the spirit side of the halfway house.
All right, over the wall, folks.
All right.
Strength and athletics, difficulty 6.
I am significantly less capable of doing this in my current form.
Yeah, same here. But
I'll
think
shift into Krynos.
Insta Krynos.
yeah,
Yep.
I succeed, and so I will offer to help anyone who needs it.
I definitely shift because that was literally the advice that I gave as we were walking away last time. So it would look really dumb of me not to.
Athletics.
I will.
Does the cow seem like he needs to be physically carried, or just that he needs someone to help pull him up?
Someone to pull up.
Okay.
So-
I'm assuming Ingvar's got it.
Ingvar is offering that arm.
I will attempt to climb with Ingvar's help.
All right. Ingvar's help will give you a -2 to the difficulty, so you'll be making it at difficulty 4.
No problem this time.
Strength athletics. Yeah, because I have actually no, I will need to be carried. I have 1 dot to make this roll. 1 die to make this roll. I'll try. I'll still try it anyways, because Hekau is that kind of stubborn. Difficulty what?
For you, with assistance, 4.
Nope.
That was a 2.
That was a 2.
Can I
That
attempt
wasn't a botch.
to carry with Ingvar's support from the top?
Okay, so that will be You're carrying somebody. Ingvar's supporting as well. Yeah, so you'll be making the roll at difficulty 5.
Plus 1, -2.
And it's totally fine if I need to then make a separate roll to
You
get
will,
out my...
and you will all have noticed that that Haka was trying to do that with one arm.
Yeah.
In his
Understanding the strengths and weaknesses of the people you're working with. Kind of a sticking point. 2 successes to get Hekau up.
All right, Hekau, you are more or less unceremoniously shot put over the wall.
Sorry. Best I can do.
I land very not gracefully.
And then I'm assuming I can make my own roll.
Yeah, you can make your own roll, difficulty 6.
Yeah.
Yep, and you just hop up, grab, hoist, woo! Anybody else still need to make the roll to get over?
Think everyone else made it? Yeah.
Okay. So once again, you land on the inside, and the dust storm doesn't seem to be hitting here. You've got a lot of dirt kind of ground into your hair / fur / whatever. But you are more or less home safe, with the crow still there perched over top the statue, the sculpture, I should say, not a statue, because it doesn't actually look like anybody or anything. And
That's
as
the
you
answer.
land on the other side, there's just a simple...
We've got your answers, bird.
It nods.
In spirit speech, I will relay. We journeyed to the Golden Nugget and spoke with the spirits who held dominion there. It seems that some either single entity or conglomeration of entities are capturing and draining and controlling the spirits in... Was it the Las Vegas Strip specifically, or just that area?
Yep.
Yeah.
On the strip.
In the Las Vegas Strip. The spirits aren't certain whether or not the source of this danger is a spirit itself or something more material or a combination of the two, but they do know that it is driving them out or draining them while they're there. The phrasing utilized referenced a corporation with many assets, though it was a money spirit I was speaking with, so that might not be explicitly literal.
But it has just a... Oh, your spirit.
Yeah, spirit speech. And
The crow spirit nods.
And if there's anything that I, the player, have left out, Haka will make sure to add in.
Yeah.
Because I, the player... Yeah.
These are poor tidings of dangerous issues within my nest.
The crow is speaking English, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
But you have proven yourselves to be insightful and wise. Therefore, I bond you together under my name, Dustbringer, Stormcrow of the Desert Waste. You are my flock, my clutch. I am your totem. And its wings spread out almost a full 3 feet across. And a series of feathers just sort of bursts, one coming to rest each at your feet. What I will require of you is loyalty. Loyalty to those who outrank you, whom you work under, whom you have pledged yourselves to. In the instance when they have betrayed you, you will replace them with others more worthy of your loyalty. Now go. Find your last member and decide who leads your pack. And with another flap of his wings, Dustbringer flies into the air. And you see, as he crosses the wall, a coil of that dust storm that seems to still be raging on the outside just trails right behind him as he flies towards the south. And each of you has a feather sitting at your feet.
Reach down and pick up that feather.
I look at it like it's a fucking snake about to bite me for about good 15 seconds before finally, like, no other option.
I'm going to very quickly braid the feather into my hair.
Okay.
Just hanging off the right-hand side. And looking around and see if there's an extra one for Sal.
There is not.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick mine up very gingerly in case it cuts me because I have had experience with feathers recently.
It does not cut you. It feels about the weight and durability of a normal feather. I mean, it's a pretty decent sized one, but
Yeah.
Ingvar picks up the feather and just kind of slides it sort of flat into the sheath of the fang dagger so that it can sort of rest against the dagger when it's sheathed.
Okay.
Dakota will pick it up and stick it into one of her pigtails.
Okay.
Aiden's goes in his pocket. All right. Cross the gauntlet.
Yep.
Okay.
Been pretty close to an hour at this point.
It's been pretty close to an hour at this point. Also, as you guys are now a pack, you don't have to roll individually for that if you don't want.
One person can open for all of us.
Yes.
Let me see if I can activate my mirror shades this time.
You probably.
I'm gonna. This is not to step sideways. This is to activate my mirror shades.
Yep. Gnosis difficulty 6, right?
7. I successfully activate my mirror shades. The gauntlet is too lower for me.
That it is. All right. So you're at difficulty 3 currently.
Yeah, we're in the.
I'm assuming that we want me to roll for the pack.
Go for
yes.
it. I mean,
4 successes.
even not knowing like mechanics, your difficulty is too lower. Yeah, you're the third. You're opening the clearly you're getting.
No, we want to make it as hard as possible, so I should roll.
Quick, everybody gets stuck in the gauntlet. Here we go.
4.
I mean, well, to be fair, that's the other problem. Depending on if we're using clan flaws, because Silent Striders, if they botch, it's bad.
It's real bad.
That's why I have mirror shades.
All right. So several hours after having gone into the Umbra, you come back out.
When he comes out, his hands are already up like this because he's expecting to get yelled at and perhaps beaten because we just wandered the fuck off, even though Sal probably told them. Although he's not relying on that either because Sal.
As we reemerge into the real Ingvar, just sort of very slowly sheathes the fang dagger and puts it back on her hip, and then a moment later just sort of puts her hands together and breathes out as she shrinks back down into Hamid.
Okay. Well, while this is happening, the very first thing that happens is you guys step out, and there are a blinding number of lights all pointed in your faces.
Ow.
The entire exterior area of the halfway house is under basically high intensity halogens
So,
that are mounted on the backs of a number of vehicles.
so my face is glowing because I'm wearing mirrored sunglasses.
Right, yeah. So it's like, yeah, you look like fucking low rent Cyclops. There are kinfolk out just taking stock of the area. And as you guys step out, the very first thing you see is an older man, grayish hair swept back, wearing more or less a suit, gray in color. He's got a pair of glasses kind of tipped up into his hairline, and he's just writing on a notebook. Oh, good, you made it back.
Yep.
What's going on? Give us a report.
Oh, where should we start? Do I know who this person is, by the way?
Give me a intelligence and streetwise.
Yeah, the same question.
Difficulty 6 for anybody who's been around for at least a month.
I cover my eyes.
4.
In addition to that, sorry, which roll?
Intelligence and streetwise.
Ew.
Can we make it if we don't have streetwise?
Yes, you're just rolling intelligence. Yoda, you think you know his name. Something SquarePants.
Amazing.
Anastasia, you know that he's somebody fairly high ranked, but you can't put a name or a role to him. Alex, you know Irving Silverstein fairly well. And you also know that he's one of those people whose name you've heard tossed back and forth, and you've seen him once or twice. You do not know what he does. Aiden, you know a Master of the Right when you see one. You are aware that Irving Silverstein is the highest ranking Thurge in the entire city. He serves as Master of the Right for the Mojave Green Sept. And he is definitely been around the block many, many, many times, both this side and the other side, obviously.
Which means he probably has absolutely zero patience for bullshit. So
Yep.
So everything is fine on that side. There's a little bit of attraction of, as you might expect from this.
Oh, it's a fakakta mess and no mistake. What did you see?
Some murder spirits showed up. We handled them.
All right.
Crow showed up. Sent us on a little side quest.
Your other friend mentioned.
Okay. Apparently there is a something out there that's gobbling up spirits. And it is ridiculously organized and perhaps a company, and I'm thinking Weaver Spirit or something.
And you're basing that assumption off of
things that were said. Very organized. I get into it. Very organized. The fact that it is devouring up other spirits tends to indicate that it's probably not just physical. The more patterny, I'm maybe wrong, but the more weavery, I think. The other possibility being there was a lot of mention of companies and finance and companies owned by companies and things like that, which I don't want to jump to conclusions, and it was a spirit, so it could be metaphorical, but and then we headed back, and now we're a pack. I'm sorry to all of them.
Yeah. Well, things are looking up for you, at least, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway. Yeah, looks like we've got ourselves a new cairn here, as I'm sure you were fairly aware of before you went on your little field trip.
Yarp.
Good. If anything occurs to you that you might have glossed over, possibly just forgotten, talk to First Strike, and she'll make sure I get the information. Any other questions? Juniper will help you. Snaps the book shut and walks off to the other side of the cairn heart, pulls out a tape measure, and just starts doing his own little investigation.
That went well.
Who is that? I say, shielding
the
my
ma-
eyes.
That's the master of the right for the area, for the set.
What's his?
I want to call him SquarePants for some reason.
No,
Don't
no.
call him. Oh God, Dakota, please don't fucking call him SquarePants.
What's his name?
Tell Sal to call him SquarePants.
What? For those.
His name is the name that I have already forgotten.
Irving Silverstein.
Yes,
Irving Silverstein.
Silver something. I give the appropriate name.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Irving Silverstein.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put it in chat.
But no, that went fairly well. Usually when Master of the Rights ask you to report things, it ends with somebody getting hit with something.
That's
Which is exactly when somebody smacks you in the back of the head.
Fuck!
that's an
What
Really?
took you so long? I thought you were going to go in and be back in like half an hour tops. It's Juniper.
We were given a mission from Crow.
Stop
Wow.
quoting Blues Brothers to me.
No.
No,
We were
quite literally.
given a mission from Crow, and now we're a fucking pack.
And that sort of gives her a little bit of pause.
Sorry to interrupt, but is there a way that we can move out of the blinding lights, please?
Oh, right. Yeah. No, come on with me.
Right. Sorry. This is normally what my hangovers feel like. So look like. So I
Also, who are the Blues Brothers?
Intentionally walks in front of Aiden.
Zoomp. So Juniper kind of ushers you guys all in to a kitchen where Sal is sitting,
Once in
drinking what you would swear to God smells like a hot toddy in the air conditioning.
once in the kitchen, the sunglasses come off and get put away, and there's just both hands over his face as he's just trying to. Because again, only one good eye, and it's just bombarded by a lot of light. He's just trying to readjust his vision at the moment.
But Sal is sitting there drinking something alcoholic and playing with a crow feather.
Oh, hey there, shithead.
That man was certainly very interesting for a Goda.
Oh, good. You got one too. She'll point to hers.
Oh, good. You got one too.
Yeah, no, I found it. It just sort of fell right out of the sky while I was indoors.
Thank you for your help. We completed Crow's request and
Yeah, it was all into them letting me come back in afterwards, but the higher ups kind of put the kibosh on that. So
Happen here.
well, I came pumped back through and told Junie what we saw, and that you guys were running around running bird errands like we'd been assigned to. And right about then is when half the X-Files showed up and started this whole procedure. We got at least two of the elders out there, and the good old Silver Earth is running around taking measurements and soil samples and fuck all knows what else. But apparently, yeah, we got ourselves an honest to God can.
Do that.
So what happens now?
Well, if you got feathers and I got a feather, I guess we're a pack now or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now we, well, Crow said it.
What did Crow say?
We should determine leadership.
And there is a long beat.
I'll sit up, and now all of you can see that his left eye is completely closed with a tattoo over it. Well, far be it from me to intrude on that, but being a newcomer and having very, very quickly gotten acquainted to all of you, he just points at Aiden.
I would strongly disagree with that.
I mean, fair, but...
I mean, he's certainly the one who seemed to be quickest to take charge in situations.
He was assigned charge and handled such thing poorly. Not incapably, but poorly.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
I think he did a good job.
But the question
part
is,
of a leader is not to order. It is to understand weaknesses, strengths, and assess situations well. And told one could not scout, he insisted that one scout. When prompted to tell a story, he told it himself, rather than letting the galliard tell.
Okay. First of all, I haven't even thrown my name into the fucking hat, so let's all take a step back from that. But that said, little miss thing, that's certainly one interpretation of what happened. You say after Hekau said that he had something that made it harder for him, that I chose the worst possible person. I say I did an assessment of everybody, and I chose the person who is most likely not to have physical perception, which is important, but to have the knowledge of the Umbra, which is more important. As far as the story, I took it on because there was every possibility that due to one little thing or another, we were going to get in trouble, and I was going to let that fall on me instead of your pretty head. So don't assume why I did anything that I did.
I have no question about your reasoning. Your reasoning was very sound. Your impact is what is in question here.
We're alive.
how is the impact in question? We've been successful.
So, the reason that I pointed at Aiden was not anything nearly as complicated as all that. He said jump, and we jumped. Seemed pretty logical.
All right, so I'm gonna ask. Oh, okay. I have a question to
Yes.
everybody present.
Everyone who will be a member of the pack is present.
The member. No, I have a question of.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That was in character.
My bad.
Everybody that is not Anastasia right now, are any of you interested in being in charge?
Ingvar kind of raises her hand eventually.
The aspect intrigues me, but I don't think I'd do a good job.
I was going to vote for you, Dakota.
The last time I was in... Right. The last time I was in charge of something, this happened, so... No.
It's traditional among the Get that the warrior is typically in charge, but I'm not exactly among the Get. So...
All right. I won't not say. Okay. All right. I guess I'm gonna give you in interest of full disclosure, because this might change people's minds. My last pack all died.
Happened.
In like an accident or like you murdered them?
Reports vary, Dakota.
Reports very much vary. Neither. Let's just, because I had thoughts of I had a certain level of, let's say, optimism and hope, and tried to convince. Our pack had a goal. That was based off that optimism and hope, and that's what got us. That's what got them killed.
So why weren't you
Not
killed?
accidentally.
So then why weren't you killed?
Because I was told to run away by my alpha.
In my very variable experience compared to the rest of you, failures are far better teachers and motivators than success. Nothing you just told me makes me change my mind for following you.
I would agree that nothing of that discounts you from leadership. More that you had a trial run and failed in my eyes.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I am good at performance review. All the interns say so. I know that I am harsh.
I'll give you my review of your performance fucking review later.
But let's be honest here, but given the choice between you and me, it's going to be you.
Not.
I won't say no. How's that?
So, looks like it's time for a vote then, I guess, huh?
Have we even decided who is running?
I don't know.
I think Sal's just impatient.
I am Silverfang. Similar to Ingvar, my kind have their expectations about who runs things. But I do not want to run pack. I am quite busy. However, I have opinions about who I think would be most skilled at navigating. For benefit of new one. And Hakao, oh, we are all disliked for various values in the broader Garu society. We do not need a judge. We need someone who is able but not needing to mince words. Which is why, from those who have expressed interest, he will gesture to the two people that haven't had as much werewolf experience. So Ingvar and Holly, I'm forgetting your character's name.
Dakota.
Holly and Dakota and Ingvar. These two who are the ones I think are front runners.
Oh.
If I were Silverfang, I would vote for Ingvar because his lineage, but that is not relevant here.
How does everyone already know my bloody lineage?
It's Silverfang responsibility.
Also, they seen you walk more than 10
Also, how do you
yards.
say responsibility with a Russian accent?
Don't you have like pure breed of like 25?
Responsibility is how you say responsibility with a Russian accent.
Yeah, she has pure breed of 5.
So yes.
Yeah.
No. I do like.
walk down the stairs and I'm like, smells like getting here.
I do like the idea that Ingvar doesn't realize that though.
Yeah.
Well, in Ingvar's mind, it's like, okay, so I have a strong resemblance to a legendary Get hero. No one outside the Get's gonna know who that is.
But everyone's like, so Get. You are just so Get.
Very
also,
hungry.
that is, yeah. I'm trying to care. But
Well, then it sounds like our voting options are Aiden, Ingvar, and Dakota. I say, looking at Sal.
oh,
Hey, it works for me.
Unless Alex, would you like to throw your hat in the ring too? No? Okay.
No. I turned beet red. It's very visible.
Well, put my glasses back on now that my eye has had time to adjust. So, let's vote then. All in favor of Ingvar.
Ingvar raises her hands.
Vote as many times as you want. We'll just get whoever has the most.
also, Anastasia will also raise her hand.
All right. Dakota.
Anastasia. Mara, say something if you're raising your hand for the audio audience.
Alex
And
also
Mara
raises her
is
hand.
raising her hand as well.
All right, we couldn't hear it. And Aiden. And I raise my hand. So that's
And Ingvar raises hers.
Yep.
and Dakota raises hers as well.
Sal raised his
Yeah,
hand.
sorry.
On all three.
Sal raised his hand on all three.
Yep.
Which is as useful as not raising your hand on any.
But
That-
Craig's not here, and I don't want
It's good because it means that you can still participate if you don't have a preference.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And also, that sounds like a Craig thing to do.
Absolutely, it does.
I'm trying to be my best Craig tonight.
So that's 3, 3, 4. 4 in favor of Aiden. Unless I'm miscounting,
Oh,
which is entirely
You're
possible.
not.
Nope, looks like Woodstock's in charge.
Your funeral.
The fact that you're not giddy for it makes me trust you more.
Right. Great. All right. First decree is pack leader. Everybody go relax somewhere.
which is when the door bangs open.
Fuck!
As 3 werewolves, Irving among them, step inside. The other 2, male and another female, enter first, with Irving behind them, writing something in his book, shoving it in his pocket, and pulling out a little kind of glass jar of something or other. The female addresses you first. Well, looks like there has been quite a shakeup here. So, some of you don't know me. I'm Joanna Tarati. I'm one of your elders. And I'm not going to pretend to know why you all are in here, but results speak for themselves. And from what Juniper tells us, and we can't really countermand or come up with any better explanation, the 7 of you opened a cairn somehow?
Somehow.
Yep.
There was apparently a series of dreams involving gifts to spirits that preceded it, but yes.
Irving, who is in the midst of working with this little jar or pot, kind of stops. Well, there's going to be some questions about that then. But in the meantime, just line up or something.
I will limp into position.
And he comes along, and with his middle 2 fingers on his right hand, pulls out a paste, silvery in color, and dabs it across your foreheads in a series of arcs. Screws it back on and shoves it in his pocket. On behalf of the Mojave Green Sept, as Master of the Rite, and in the presence of 2 elders, I commend you for your magnificent accomplishments in altering the spiritscape of our city, in our territory. And while many questions remain, we all assembled here, I believe, can agree that we hope this is an auspicious beginning to a highly glorious career amongst the soldiers of Gaia, etc., etc. Do you want me to say anything else?
Can I get a perception empathy?
Yeah, go right ahead. Wits and empathy. Difficulty
Yeah.
5.
5.
Me too. But he's
Seriously,
not.
yeah, I want that.
He's not.
I'm not rolling it because I don't need to. I'm a stranger to this whole situation.
What
Oh,
was
yeah.
difficulty on this?
Difficulty's 5.
Okay.
3
I have a success.
1.
He is so enthused. Sarcasm.
So for those of you with 1 success,
What the fuck?
no.
Off to a
Ladies
great
and
start with the
gentlemen,
leadership position.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's okay. The die roller has been fixed,
You
and I am now rolling like normal.
did get
when I
1
get-
success.
Negative.
Not a botch, technically.
It is technically not a botch.
Correct.
But you rolled.
But for the record, with 7 dice, I rolled 4 ones.
It's impressive.
Holy crap.
For the rest of you, there is quite a level of sarcasm here. He seems to be in a place of, well, this is what one would normally do in this very abnormal situation, There's some level of commendation. I mean, yep, there's a cairn out there, and these guys apparently made it happen somehow, even if they don't know how or what. But some level of commendation is in order. I'm sure I am going to be beating my head against a wall on this one for possibly the rest of my days. Is his general attitude.
Can I sense the looking down the nose at us, or?
Oh yeah, no, there was some fairly poorly veiled, if veiled at all, would be an apt descriptor of, and it's this gang of useless lumps, which makes even less sense, but okay. Alex, the only other thing you really get is, yeah, some level of technically official commendation is underway. Normally this sort of thing would be like in front of the whole sept at like a moot or something.
Yep.
Apparently they're just doing it now and getting it over with.
Yep.
We don't want to publicly acknowledge shitheads.
It's actually kind of nice because that could potentially paint a lot of targets on our backs.
So, as that goes down, Ingvar kind of shoulders square for a second, and she looks over. Most esteemed Goda of the Mojave Green Sept, while I certainly appreciate what you've just given us, I believe the first order of our new pack leader was for all of us to get some rest. So if you're done looking down on us, we should go do that.
Don't
Oh,
fucking recite the litany to you, shit stain.
oh.
You'll stick here until we're done, and then you can go have your nappy naps.
Of course.
As I was saying, elders, did you want to contribute at all? Joanna steps forward. I know that all of you probably have a lot of questions. In the event that those are able to be answered, we will be looking into this as much as possible. Things are going to be a little different around the halfway house, as you can imagine, moving forward. Juniper will give you all the necessary details as regards that. But Gaia grows and Gaia changes. And so must we all. Go ahead, get your rest.
Thank you.
And they step off to one side and start having a little bit of a whispered conversation as they step out of the doorway and let you guys access back to the grounds. About half the lights are still on. And there's still a few people moving about. You guys see a couple of the kinfolk actively like mounting extra security cameras in places and starting to trail cable and whatnot.
Jack.
Yes.
I think that one of Ingvar's flaws might play in here.
Okay.
One of the two.
Which one?
The one that isn't, the one that could be relevant right now.
Let me take a look at your sheet.
Because I feel like that was a significant flustering.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, probably.
So as Ingvar sort of sits down next to a table and just sort of clenches her fist, and just as she's sitting there, as she tries to resist pounding her fist into the table, she just kind of gains a foot of height and several hundred pounds of muscle as she involuntarily shifts into Glabro and tries not to punch the wall.
I am possibly going to do something stupid. I'm trying to overhear any part of that conversation that the higher ups are having, because I don't know what's happening, and I want to find out very badly.
Ah, gotcha. Go ahead and give me a wits and perception, or actually, first, give me a manipulation and subterfuge
Okay.
as you attempt to remain unnoticed. Difficulty is 7.
Okay. One success.
Okay, let me roll some things for these people.
Okay.
That is a perception and alertness. Same difficulty.
Nope.
So you stop and you sort of like try and blend in. Irving immediately just whips over and looks at you and just glares into your eyes.
I turned and I was just going that way.
Each of you, however,
Yes.
is the recipient of 4 temporary honor, 2 or not temporary, but 4 honor and 2 wisdom renown.
That's the secondary dot, right? That's the
Secondary, yep. Mhm.
Yeah, the second bar.
4 honor, 2 wisdom.
4 honor, 2 wisdom for opening the cairn, and 1 temporary of each of the 3 categories for forming the pack.
Yeah, I've got 1 dot of glory.
Aiden sort of walks over to where Ingvar is, sort of leans down just a little bit, just to pat her on the shoulder, like, I have alcohol. Let's go drink and talk.
She kind of
Good
clenches
talk.
her jaw for a second.
Good talk, not bad talk.
Sure.
You know what I just realized?
What?
I have the Heaven's Guidance gift, which means we wouldn't have gotten lost.
When I asked, anyone got any navigation gifts?
Yeah, I did. I
That
glazed.
character was also a reminder to check your gifts.
I did, and I glazed over it apparently as I was reading through my character sheet. Are the elders like, where are they occupying at the moment? Where are they?
They are currently inside Juniper's apartment.
Okay, so
with the door shut.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just. I'm going to go outside to where the Cairn Heart is.
Okay. As you get close, you notice there's one other person in the immediate vicinity, a young Asian American woman.
Okay.
And she's sniffing it.
Sort of walk up. Excuse me.
Oh.
I'm new here. We haven't been introduced. I'm Hakao.
First strike.
A pleasure. And I'm just going.
Smell it?
Sorry. Smell what?
You can smell the spirits through it. It smells like wolves. Lots of wolves.
Can I smell the spirits through it?
Give me a perception and alertness Difficulty 10.
Yep.
As there's a chance.
Good thing it's smell based, not sight based.
Right. Can you roll me a 12 on a D10?
No.
Holy crap!
Oh wait, hang on, that's the wrong one. I hit the wrong button.
Oh.
Oh, I was about to say.
That was my cardboard palace. That was my sniffing, which is 1 success.
That was a difficulty 4.
Change the difficulty.
Wait, what? Oh, I
Try it
changed the difficulty of the roll.
again. Try it again.
More time.
One more time.
Come on.
No successes. All right.
Okay. All right. You can't. Nope.
Nope. I just want to. I'm trying to inspect this on a more theurgy, occult-y aspect. I just want to get a feel for what it feels like, and because I don't think I've ever been to a newly formed cairn as much as I've been to several different cairns, and so I'm just trying to see if it feels different from other cairns that I've been to.
You can give me a perception in occult.
That works.
Difficulty would be 8.
Four successes.
Okay. It's vibrating almost on the spiritual level. There's a concentration of energy here. It's not quite as resonant or as powerful as some of the other ones you've been to, because you've been to much higher ranked cairn. But there's something about this one that feels very vibrant, very alive, which may be a function of the fact that it's brand new. And it's the difference between an immense placid lake and a small brook that's rushing down the side of a glacial valley. It's got a dynamicism to it,
A vibrancy,
yeah, as it were.
I'm just gonna take a step back so I'm not crowding in on first strike. Reach up and just sort of fiddle with the crow feather that I braided into my hair. And I'm just gonna study it for a while.
Okay.
Just taking in all the little aspects that I can see and all the details and the feeling of being next to it.
Okay. Meanwhile, Aiden and Ingvar are going off for a drink, apparently, right?
Yes. Although
Okay.
if other people have things to do.
Okay. Was anybody going? Well, I was going to see. Was anybody going to try and follow them or go off elsewhere?
No, I was gonna go over to Sal probably.
Okay.
I have found a tablet somewhere and I am working because
Okay.
as important as my day job.
Dakota, what are you up to?
Dakota's gonna where were the I don't know what they're called. The people that were there talking to us.
The elders?
Yeah. Where are they?
They're in Juniper's apartment with the door closed currently.
Okay. She's gonna go try to eavesdrop.
Okay.
A second one.
Is she going to try and do it from outside, or is she going to try and get back into the apartment?
She's gonna try to get back into the apartment.
Oh no, can I see this?
Make a roll to see if you see it.
Yeah.
Perception and alertness difficulty. Well, you're probably trying to sneak into the apartment, I would say, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you are going to be making a dexterity and stealth roll, difficulty of...
See, Mara, this is what it's like when you do this.
Oh, no, this is absolutely karma.
Dexterity and stealth difficulty 8.
Okay.
Aiden's gonna be like, look at who this pack is. You
Yeah,
should
0.
just be congratulating me, elders, that they didn't accidentally murder someone in the last 24 hours.
And Alex, you'll be making perception and alertness difficulty 4.
Okay. Beautiful. 4 successes.
You absolutely see
You're
Dakota,
right
like,
close.
inching up to the door, about
I-
ready to reach for the knob.
I grab your arm. Don't no. They'll you will get beaten up.
I was just curious. And
Yeah, me too.
maybe we could find
Me
out like
too.
some information.
Me too, but that's not a good idea.
Probably not.
Let's see. We're a pack.
We are.
It's very exciting.
Quick, distract.
What was your dream about?
There was a river and a serpent.
Oh, I had a Pegasus.
Oh, cool.
That's cool. Where are you from?
I'm from. Gosh, I had it written down. Sorry.
The name of the town, or
I had the name of the tribe written down, which I don't think I can pronounce. Yeah.
Around here.
I'm from the desert.
Cool. I lived in the desert for a little bit. It was fun.
There are a lot more people here.
Yes. Sometimes too many people.
It's interesting.
Mm-hmm. This will be fun. Is Juniper, we had gotten the impression that Juniper was going to explain like the new layout of things. Is Juniper still around, or are we getting the impression that's going to be like the next day?
You got the impression that was probably going to be later.
Okay. I'm probably going to go to bed. See you tomorrow.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Ingvar and Aiden.
Yep. So Aiden heads off to his room, assuming that Ingvar's coming.
Sure.
Go in, and his room looks like somebody who just at one point walked in, dumped a few boxes in the corner. If there was a bed already provided, then that's there. Otherwise, there's not. And some of the boxes are open and stuff is sort of messily spread out. But walks in, walks over, and picks up one of the bottles and tosses it over to Ingvar.
Catch.
It's shitty alcohol.
She has the alcohol tolerance, Merritt.
That she does.
He walks over, opens up the window, and looks over. Close the door for me.
Close the door.
And then he lights a cigarette. He's polite. So this is first things first. Do we know where we went? Do we know where we went wrong in that situation?
As much as I do, I didn't exactly cross the Atlantic with nothing but a dagger in my clothes to be talked down to by everyone I come across.
And I get that. But we're talking about people who are higher ranked than us. You did cross over for that to happen. It's bullshit, but that's the way the nation works. and what they say completely supersedes what I say. Odds are, if I'm an equal rank to anybody, what they say probably supersedes what I say.
I might owe them my loyalty, but they've yet to earn my respect.
And that's totally fair. The lesson here specifically was not about rank. You know that, I'm assuming. You're a Clea, so I'm assuming that was taught to you. The lesson here,
To a certain extent.
yeah. The lesson here, and it is the most difficult one for any of us to learn, is tact. We're a group of people, we are a race of people who are, our very essence is infused with fury, righteous, uncontrollable fury. And how did our elders and our ancestors and so on decide the best thing to do was? Let's take these holy rage monster warriors and put them in a highly regimented, politically delicate society. That's what we're dealing with at this point.
Things are so much simpler back home.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say back home was probably pretty monotribal.
It's mostly the Get where I'm from, yes. Yeah. It's most of us are of the Fenrir.
Yep.
People tend to understand each other.
And if you don't, then you just beat each other up until you understand each other. I know.
To a certain extent.
Yeah. So.
But if you want to talk about tax, there's probably something you should be aware of if you're going to be my alpha in particular. And
there are certain situations you don't deal with well, I'm assuming.
Well, more than that. And she's going to spend one of her rage and shift to Krynos. And notably, as she shifts to her Krynos form is this sort of very sort of the reddish gold of her hair sort of takes over, and she rises up into this very, it's not quite right for a guru's Krynos. It's too elegant. It's too clean.
Okay.
Her Krynos has this very sleek pout with the black tattoo still there. The mane of her hair is still very, very obviously distinguished from the rest of her body. As she sort of stands up straight and this very proud, very tall stance in her Krynos form. You might be able to tell what's wrong with this.
That sounds familiar, but...
Go ahead and give me an intelligence and occult roll. Okay. Difficulty 6. Standard difficulty.
Intelligence occult, difficulty 6.
You can't quite put your finger on it. But there's something just a tiny bit off that maybe it's the alcohol, maybe it's the stress, maybe it's the night, maybe it's the lack of sleep.
Help me out here.
The Godi of the Get, of the Fenrir, call it a piercing of the veil.
Oh, okay.
This does not incite the madness in mortals like yours does.
Right.
So I am very careful about unveiling it.
I mean, hey, our people... humans are pretty relatively. It's the delirium's still a thing, but are a little bit more chill around my tribe, so it's fine. I mean, it's fine regardless. I mean, you didn't do some worm-tainted ritual to make yourself this way, right?
As far as I know, it's just parts of my heritage.
So yeah, it's not your fault. It's fine.
She'll revert back to Hamid.
It's something to be aware of, and I'm glad that you told me, because that means we have to be a lot more careful. Not that any self-respecting pack shouldn't be careful about going Krynos in the middle of a busy street, but it means we have to be a little bit more careful about rending the veil.
Fortunately,
New storyteller goal.
I mean,
fortunately, you'll find that my capacity and simply my near beast form is that of more traditional werewolves Krynos in many cases.
Okay. Look, it's that I'm not worried about. Actually, I'll be honest. There's very little I'm worried about as far as you go.
Apparently, everyone here can sense my heritage, which is
well.
I thought that was something that only the Fenrir would know, but
no. I mean,
maybe I can use
God,
that.
you haven't been around. You haven't spent a lot of time around the kinfolk around here, have you?
Not much.
'Cause, oh my God, they're gonna want you so hard.
I did have to punch someone in the face for making advances that were not welcome.
Yep, that's gonna be a thing. You're gonna be doing that a lot. Just be kind of careful, because some of them are probably related to important people. Again, big, angry, rage, death monsters, highly delicate political society.
Who decided this? Which tribe was responsible for this?
Take a fucking guess.
I can
the
only
representative here hates me.
Yes, I figured. The Silver Fangs had a certain hand in it.
I mean, little bit them, little bit Shadow Lords. Honestly, a little bit your people too. Basically everybody but the Uktena and the Wendigo, because we came over here, told them how it was going to be, and there were more of us than there were of them. So we were the asshole Europeans that we are.
That's
yeah. This is the society and culture that we've inherited. But you know what?
This is why the Valkyria exist around here.
We have a job to do. We don't have to necessarily like the people that we do it for.
Like I said, I owe them my loyalty.
Yeah.
It's going to take them a long time to earn my respect at this rate.
Then all I'm going to ask is that you do me a favor, as much as possible, when you feel as much as possible, fake it till you make it. And when you feel like you're on the edge, just do your best to remember the litany.
Oh, that's another thing you should know about me as well. As much as my war form is to tame, my beast man is far too eager to emerge. You might have noticed.
You're a get Arun.
More than most.
I assumed that from the get-go. It's fine.
You might have noticed if I don't always have control over that form.
Fair. Just do your best to remember the litany, because keep in mind we are in a very, very dangerous situation now because we're fucking famous. We just opened a cairn. Also, everybody hates us and is going to look for any possible chance to strike us down.
Give me, Ingvar.
Mhm.
Give me a wits and how many dice do you have in occult?
1.
Yeah, wits and occult. Difficulty 4.
Three successes.
As Aiden mentions this, something pings in your mind that you had sort of pushed to the side a little bit, but now might be as good a time as any to ask, because in your dream, when you were confronted by the massive Krynos on the longship, and you asked its name, it whispered a name in your ear. It wasn't a name that you were familiar with, but Aiden kind of seems to know what's going on.
If you whispered that name to me, it wasn't in the session because I don't think you said it to me.
Okay, well, I will send it to you again.
Actually, mechanically whispered using the Roll20 chat. The spirit has that kind of power.
Very.
While we're on the topic of things going on around here,
Right?
do you know the name Menequo?
And that's where we're going to end for the night, guys.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Casted of inclusion's warm embrace, peering from a solitary space. The sting of rejection leaves its scars upon my face. I will run, I will fall, I will climb through it all, ever keeping the pace. 'Cause I can see the world unseen. I can hear them call to me, harnessing the energy from every fall and failure. I'll be a force of nature upon a world of ruin.
this in